Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we delve into the chilling story of one of the most notorious figures in criminal history, John Wayne Gacy. From his heinous crimes to the lasting impact on law enforcement practices, we explore the dark legacy he left behind. Join us as we take a deep dive into the life of this infamous serial killer. John Wayne Gacy, born on March 17, 1942, in Chicago, was a man who seemed to have it all: a successful businessman, a respected member of the community, and even a talented clown known as Pogo. However, behind the friendly facade, Gacy harbored dark and sadistic desires that would shock the world. To understand the factors that shaped Gacy's descent into darkness, we must explore his troubled early life. Gacy had a strained relationship with his father, a strict and domineering figure who often belittled and criticized him. This upbringing instilled a deep sense of inadequacy and resentment in Gacy, contributing to the simmering anger within him. Gacy's struggles with his sexuality added another layer of complexity to his psyche. In the 1960s, homosexuality was still stigmatized, and Gacy's own internal conflicts intensified his inner turmoil. He got married, had children, and tried to conform to societal expectations, but his true desires remained suppressed. Gacy skillfully constructed a double life, dividing his time between running a successful construction business during the day and indulging his sadistic fantasies at night. On the surface, he was a well-liked and respected businessman who often volunteered his time as a clown, bringing joy to children's parties and local events. Little did anyone suspect the darkness lurking beneath his jovial exterior. Behind closed doors, Gacy's basement became a chamber of horror. He would lure young men, often vulnerable and desperate for work, to his home under the pretense of job opportunities. There, he would subject them to unspeakable acts of torture, sexual assault, and ultimately murder. Gacy's basement, once a place of laughter and entertainment, became a hellish nightmare for his victims. The disappearance of several young men in the late 1970s set off alarm bells, sparking an intense investigation that would unravel the horrifying truth behind John Wayne Gacy's facade. One of Gacy's employees bravely came forward with disturbing encounters, providing a crucial breakthrough in the case. Robert Peast, a 15-year-old boy who had gone missing, was last seen with Gacy. His disappearance became a turning point in the investigation. Detective Joseph Kozenchak and his team tirelessly pursued leads, meticulously piecing together evidence and testimonies from survivors, families, and friends of the missing victims. It was a race against time to uncover the truth and bring justice to those whose lives had been tragically cut short. As the investigators delved deeper, they uncovered a web of deceit carefully crafted by Gacy. He had manipulated and exploited vulnerable young men, luring them into his twisted world of horror. But the survivors' accounts began to paint a chilling picture, a portrait of a sadistic predator who reveled in the suffering of others. One survivor, Jeffrey Rignall, played a crucial role in the investigation. In 1978, he was kidnapped and subjected to torture and sexual assault by Gacy. Miraculously, Rignall managed to escape, and his detailed account of the ordeal provided investigators with vital information about Gacy's methods and the inner workings of his twisted world. Another survivor, David Cram, bravely shared his story of survival. In 1978, he fell into Gacy's clutches and was chloroformed in an attempt to render him helpless. However, Cram fought back and escaped, providing invaluable insights into Gacy's techniques and the psychological manipulation he employed to control his victims. Michael Bonin, another survivor, endured weeks of captivity and abuse at the hands of Gacy in 1976. Despite the immense trauma he experienced, Bonin managed to escape when Gacy briefly left the premises. His courageous testimony shed light on the horrors within Gacy's House of Horrors and provided crucial evidence for the investigation. Robert Donnelly, who encountered Gacy in 1977, narrowly escaped a similar fate. After being assaulted by Gacy, Donnelly mustered the strength to jump out of the moving car, fleeing from the clutches of the serial killer. His escape and subsequent cooperation with law enforcement helped build a case against Gacy. Samuel Stapleton, abducted by Gacy in 1978, also managed to survive the predator's sadistic acts. Enduring sexual assault and violence, Stapleton seized an opportunity when Gacy momentarily left the room, making his escape. Stapleton's bravery in coming forward and providing his account contributed significantly to unraveling the truth about Gacy's crimes. These survivors' testimonies were not only critical in exposing Gacy's monstrous deeds but also helped investigators understand his modus operandi, patterns of behavior, and the extent of his brutality. Their willingness to relive their traumatic experiences and share the details with law enforcement provided crucial evidence that ultimately led to Gacy's downfall. Their voices, their stories, became powerful instruments of justice, shining a light on the darkest corners of Gacy's reign of terror. The survivors' unwavering determination to see the truth prevail played a significant role in unraveling the horrifying reality behind Gacy's facade. The investigation reached a climax on December 21, 1978, when law enforcement obtained a search warrant for Gacy's home. What they discovered was beyond comprehension. As they began to search the house, their hearts sank with each step they took. Beneath the floorboards and hidden in crawl spaces, the remains of numerous young men were found. The magnitude of the horror shook the nation, leaving the community in Des Plaines, Illinois, reeling from the revelation that a trusted member of society could commit such atrocities. The investigators carefully unearthed the remains, treating each discovery with the utmost respect. The victims, robbed of their lives and dignity, became pieces of a puzzle that slowly revealed the monstrous acts committed by Gacy. As the body count rose, the gravity of his crimes became unfathomable. The victims were all young men, their dreams and aspirations extinguished by Gacy's sadistic desires. Among them were Timothy McCoy, a 16-year-old who had vanished months earlier, and John Butkovich, a 17-year-old who had been missing since 1975. Each victim had a story, a life cut short, a future stolen. The painstaking process of identification began, bringing together forensic experts, dental records, and DNA analysis. Families desperate for answers anxiously waited for confirmation, hoping for a miracle that their loved ones had somehow escaped Gacy's clutches. But for many, the heart-wrenching reality settled in. Their worst fears had come true. The nation watched in disbelief as the sheer scale of Gacy's crimes unfolded. The media, eager to understand the incomprehensible, delved into the details, sharing the stories of the victims and the horror they endured. The names of the victims became etched in public memory, a haunting reminder of lives lost and the depths of human depravity. As the excavation continued, the investigators faced a grim and emotionally draining task. Each victim became a thread in a larger tapestry of evil, their stories intertwined with Gacy's web of deception and violence. The weight of the tragedy was palpable, not just for the families of the victims, but for an entire nation grappling with the unthinkable. The shock waves from the discovery reverberated throughout the community and the criminal justice system. It forced law enforcement to confront the uncomfortable truth that monsters can walk among us, hiding behind masks of normalcy. The search for missing persons took on renewed urgency, and protocols were put in place to ensure that no stone was left unturned. The revelation of Gacy's basement graveyard left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. It shattered the illusion of safety and forced society to confront the darkest corners of the human psyche. The impact of those discoveries can still be felt today, as we continue to grapple with the legacy of John Wayne Gacy and the lives he irreversibly altered. Psychologists and criminologists analyzed Gacy's mind to understand the psychological underpinnings of his actions. They discovered that Gacy had an insatiable desire for power, control, and dominance over others. His sadistic urges drove him to commit unimaginable acts of violence and degradation. Examining Gacy's childhood experiences, his strained relationship with his father, and the suppression of his sexuality, experts sought to piece together the complex factors that contributed to his transformation into a serial killer. The insights gained from this analysis shed light on the twisted psyche of a man who managed to hide his dark desires for so long. The legacy of John Wayne Gacy continues to reverberate through the years. His story serves as a chilling reminder that evil can reside within the most unassuming individuals. It has led to increased public awareness of the existence of serial killers and the need for proactive measures to identify and apprehend them. The Gacy case also prompted a greater emphasis on victim advocacy and support for the families affected by such tragedies. The survivors' resilience and the determination of the victims' families to seek justice have inspired reforms and initiatives aimed at preventing future crimes and protecting vulnerable individuals. As we conclude this video, we hope you now have a deeper understanding of John Wayne Gacy's story and the lasting impact he had on the criminal world. His heinous crimes serve as a chilling reminder that evil can hide behind a pleasant facade, urging us to remain vigilant and question the masks people wear. By shedding light on the dark legacy of individuals like Gacy, we strive to prevent similar horrors from happening again. Let us honor the victims, remember their names, and continue working towards a safer society where such atrocities are minimized. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of John Wayne Gacy's story. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more gripping content. Remember to share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking the truth.